Okay, so we are done with the sets, all about sets. And last, in the latest video that I have sent you, you have heard about the domains and range. So ano ba yung domain and range? So dito natin matatakay yun sa the language of functions and relations. So according sa ating module, there are many kinds of relationship in the world. Relationship nyo sa pamilya nyo, sa jowa nyo, sa best friend. Yan. So for instance, we say that two people are related by blood if they share a common ancestor and that they are related by marriage if one shares a common ancestor with the spouse of the other. So, diba, ang tawag na siya sa mga ano, kung nari, tita, tito, ganyan, pinsan, kung magkakamag-anak kayo. So, you have that kind of relationship. So, we also speak of the relationship between student and teacher. Hindi yung ano ha, hindi yung, alam nyo na, yung jowa ni teacher, estudyante. Hindi yan. So, yung parang student-teacher relationship, professional relationship, ang tawag doon. Between people who work for the same employer, the people or the and between people who share a common ethnic background. So similarly, the objects of mathematics may be related in various ways. So we have relations and functions. So this is one of the most important topics in algebra. So relations and functions, these two words are so intertwined. Kasi intertwined parang napagpapalit-palit natin. You might get confused about their difference. So before we go deeper, let us understand the difference between these two terms. So in real world, there are several situations that involve relationships between two sets. So we often use the term relation to describe these relationships. When we speak of relation in mathematics, we refer to a well-defined relationship between the sets of numbers. So remember this, in mathematics, a relation between two sets exists when there is a clear rule that defines the relationship from the members of one set called the domain to the members of the other set called the range. Kasi malalaman niyo mamaya yung ano, ang relation, kung kailan nagiging function ang relation at kung kailan hindi nagiging function ng isang relation. O sa totoong buhay, 'di ba? Kapag yung isang tao may jowang dalawa, nag-function ba? O for some, kasi pag may magaling sila mag-reason na or mag-handle ng ganong klaseng relationship, magka-function. Pero in the end, siyempre, walang sekretong hindi nabubunyag. Lahat ng sekreto nabubunyag. Kaya dalawang jowa mo, malalaman at malalaman pa rin yan. So, it will not work. So, that is the relationship, yung ano, that relationship will not function or that relation will not function. So, ganun din sa mathematics. Kapag isang X tapos dalawa yung Y, hindi function ang tawag doon. So, that is not a function. So, nililito ko sa buhay na pwede kang manligaw ng dalawa. Ay, hindi. Pwede kang ligawan ng dalawang tao, pero hindi ka pwede manligaw ng dalawang tao. So, yun yun. Yung integration ng relation and function. Okay. Before we go with that, actually, madidiscuss natin yan later. In the other, yan, ito. Mamaya madidiscuss natin yan. Okay, we have the domain and range. So domain, it is a collection of the first values in ordered person. In other words, lahat ng value ng x. So ito, simply put, it is the set of all all x values. And next we have range. It is a collection of the second values in the ordered pairs. Simply put, it is the set of all output or the y values. So a relation is a set of ordered pairs. Kapag may nakita kayong x and y, yan na xy or 2, 3, yan. So that is actually a relation. Set of ordered, hindi lang siya isa dapat. Kailangan if you have this relation, kailangan it is made up of ordered pairs. Kaya nga set of ordered pairs. So it will not exist if we only have one pair. So we have 2, 0, we have 3, 1, etc. So yan. Basta may set of ordered pairs dyan sa loob ng isang set, ang tawag sa kanya ay relation. Okay, proceed. We have if x and y are elements of these sets and if a relationship or relation exists between x and y, then we say that x corresponds to y, or that y depends on x and is represented by the ordered pair, yung nakasanayan natin isulat, which is xy. So we don't read that as x and y, we read that as xy because it is separated by a comma. So yung comma na yan ang nagseseparate sa x and y. So we don't read that as xy, but x and y, but xy. So let's consider these following examples of relation. So we have example number 1. Okay, so we have set A containing ordered pairs 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, and 4, 6. So if we are going to make a table for that, for the domain and range, let's take a look at this example. So pair 1 is paired with 3, 2 is paired with 4, 3, 5, and 4, 6. Okay, next. So we have relation pa lang to ha, wala pa tayo sa function. Next we have 2, 7. Ito, 2, 7, 1, 3, 0, 1, 1, 5, 2, 5. So plotting it or presenting it in a tabular form. So we have here negative 2 plus paired to 7 is the range. So negative 1 to 3, 0, 1, 5, 1, 5, and 2, 5. So yun, nag-share yung dalawa dun sa 5. Kaya meron tayong ganitong illustration. Okay, next. Example number 3. Set C containing the elements with ordered pairs 3, 0, 3, 2, 7, 4, 9, 1. So when we have the table, we write it this way. Okay, 0, 2 sharing the same x, which is 3. So diyan natin malalaman maya kung alin dito sa tatlong examples natin ang function. Kasi all functions are relations, but not all relation are function. Kung sa Tagalog, hindi lahat ng relasyon ay nagwa-function. At hindi lahat ng function ay relation. Yan. Siyempre pag nag-function, relation ang tawag doon. So all functions are relations, but not all relations are functions. Okay? So a function is a relation which describes that there should be only one output for each input. It is a special kind of relation which follows a rule: every x value should be associated to only one y value. So let's take a look at the example. So yan. Ang tawag doon, kasi matatawag natin ang isang relation pag magiging function ng isang relation kapag 1 to 1 or many to 1. O gaya na sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, pwedeng ligawan ka ng marami, pero bawal yung manligaw ka ng marami. Kasi syempre, loto, raffle, the more the merrier. More chances of winning. Diba? So, hindi ganon. So, sa math ganon din, hindi siya matatawag na function kapag, baliktad. Tama, many to one. Hindi siya magiging function kapag one to many. Kailangan many to one. Kung marami lang maniligaw sa'yo, pipili ka doon kung saan kung sino yung sa tingin mo mas deserve yung pagmamahal mo, yun. So, pwede siya mag-function kasi isa lang naman pipiliin mo eh. Unlike kapag marami kang nililigawan, o paano pag sinagutan yung dalawa na yan, magka-function ba ang relation? O magka-function yun sa mga taong magaling magpalusot, yan, mga expert na sa mga ganyang bagay. Pero, for sure, diba, sabi ko sa inyo, walang sekreto hindi nabubunyag. So later on, malalaman din ng mga babae niya na pinagsasabay-sabay sila. So hindi siya nagka-function. Okay? Let's take a look at some examples of functions. So ito, example number 1 natin. So we have 1, 5, 2, 6, 3, 7, and 4, 8. May naulit ba sa Wala. Walang naulit sa x, wala din naulit sa y. So that is actually a special kind of relation which is 1 to 1. So this example is 1 to 1 at pasok pa rin siya sa function na relation. A relation na function. Okay, next. Example 2. May naulit. 4 at 9. 4 at 9 nag-share ng range na 7. matatawag pa rin ba natin siyang function? O ulit sa totoong buhay, si 4 at 9 nililigawan ng 7. Magpa-function ba ang relation? Magpa-function siya kasi pipili yung 7 kung sino yung sa dalawa ang kanyang pipiliin sa 4 and 9. So magpa-function pa rin siya. This is a many to 1 kasi dalawa sila. Syempre, pag greater than 1, many na yon. Many to 1. Magpa-function pa rin siya. As long as isa lang ang value ng y or ng range natin, magpa-function siya. Pero once na yung isa nag-share sa marami, so hindi na siya magka-function. Hindi na siya function. How about this one? Kanina dalawa lang yung nag-share, 4 and 9. How about kapag apat na sila haba ng hair ni 8, di ba? So magka-function pa rin siya kasi unless ang pipili ni 8 dalawa. Hindi 'yon. Hindi ka nang gusto kong parating. Gusto kong parating diyan, at any rate pwede siya magpili diyan sa apat na 'yan. So wag lang yung si 8 yung maraming liligawan, ganun. Mali 'yun. Kahit sa totoong buhay. Okay, this is an example. Many to 1 pa rin siya. Kasi we have many values of x. At isa lang yung value ng 1. Ng y, which is 8. Many to 1 pa rin siya. Okay? Proceed tayo. So as you notice from the above examples, these are functions because there is only one output, which is we call the range, and for each input, or there are no values of inputs or domains which are repeated. Yung mga napansin nyo sa example natin, 1, 2, 3, 4, wala na ulit na x. 4, 9, 8, 6, wala din na ulit na x. 3, 4, 7, 9, wala din na ulit na x. So once na may naulit dyan, hindi na siya function. Kapag walang naulit, function. And again, pwedeng may maulit na value sa y, like this 1, 7, and 8. Pwedeng maulit si y, wag lang si x. Parang hugot yun Bawal na balikan si x. Bawal magdalawa ang x. Pwedeng dalawa ang y, pwedeng apat ang y, wag lang dumoble ang x. Okay. So remember this. All functions, gaya na sinabi ko kanina, all functions are relations. Pero hindi na lahat ng relasyon ay function kasi hindi lahat nagka-function. May iba nagbe-break din. Sad. Okay, proceed. Aside from using tables, another way of representing relations in function is the use of mapping diagrams. As you can see in the figure here, this is what we call mapping diagrams. So it is like a flowchart showing the input and the output values of the relation. A mapping diagram consists of two parallel columns. The first column represents first column natin. Represents the domain. And the other column which represents the range. So okay. So as you can see, we have the example set J, which consists of elements 4, 7, 9, 3, 8, 1, and 6, 5. So if we are going to use the mapping diagram, so we can see that each domain maps to only one range. Diba? Isa-isa lang. Sa totoong buhay, kung sino niligawan, yun lang yung gusto niya mapasagot. And for the next example, meron na ditong dalawang number na nagsishare ng isang range. Pwede yon, function pa rin siya kasi dalawa sila magtatalo sa 8. They are mapped only to 8. Function pa rin siya. So this is 1 to 1 and this is many to 1. Many to 1. So magka-function pa rin siya. Okay. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na 1 to 1 and many to 1. Yung kanina 1 to 1 yun, and yun nga itong isa many to 1. Ito ay 1 to 1. Itong isa ay many to 1. Yung kailan hindi nagiging function? Kapag 1 to many at many to many. Actually dapat may many to many pa to. Hindi lang nasama. Yan. Hindi siya naging function kapag yung isa ay nagmap doon sa dalawang y. Pag isa lang, may pinili ka ng isa lang. Huwag yung dalawa-dalawa. Para hindi maubusan yung iba. Charot. So, yun. And so we have, yan, hindi lang siya one-to-one but also, okay, going back, so we have a function. Itong given natin is one-to-many lang. We will also be considering, or we will also be considering the many-to-many relationship, like this one. Wait lang, wala pala, hindi naka-active. Ayan. Ito, so we have 1, 2, 3. And we also have 4, 5, 6. Yan. So kapag many to many naman, yung 1 nagmap sa 4, nagmap din sa 6. Yung 3 inagaw niya rin si 4 tsaka si 6. Bawal 'yon. Yung many to many. Yung nililigawan ng isa, nililigawan mo rin, bawal 'yon. Kapag pwede naman, yun nga lang kasi may mga hindi siya mag-function kasi pwedeng mag-away yung dalawang tao kapag yung isang tao nililigawan nilang dalawa pag nalaman niya, hindi talaga siya mag-function kasi sisiraan niya yung isa. So si girl hindi siya makapili kasi yung isa sinisiraan yung isang lalaki, yung isa din lalaki sinisiraan din. So hindi siya mag-function. So that is many to many. Yun yung result. Tsaka isa pa, pag nalaman na babae na hindi lang siya yung nililigawan, di ba, ito nilalandi din si ganito. So, hindi siya mag-function. Kaya dapat, para mag-function isang relation, one-to-one or many-to-one. Pwede kang ligawan ng marami. Pwede bawal kang maligaw ng marami. So, that will not be a function. Okay. So next, your next activity, so isasabay ko na siya from your activity in this topic. So, ipapost ko lang ulit sa Google Classroom and you are going to answer it in a one-whole sheet of paper and have a picture of it and send it to our Google Classroom. So, yeah. And we also have, yeah, chapter 3 natin will be discussed siguro during your finals na. So, this will be our last topic. So, for the next meeting or once you view this video, you may proceed to our activity. And for our next meeting on Monday, so we'll be having the review. Parang siguro, I will be giving a summative exam as a form of review na, which I will give the answers na rin after that. Siguro baka mag-Google Meet tayo. Okay, that's all for this video. Stay safe everyone. God bless.